was quiet, like it knew the truth. A fragile kind of hush I couldn't move through. You stood by the door with your jacket half on, like leaving was easy, like we were already gone. I said, is this it? In a voice too small. You nodded once, no tears at all. The street lights spilled gold on your face, and you wore it like nothing to erase. I searched your eyes for a crack, for a bruise, for anything that showed you might lose a piece of yourself when you let me break. But you looked fine. That was the mistake. You walked away smiling, like I was a face, like my love was a song you forgot in a day. Soft piano counting every step you took, mournful violin where you wouldn't look. I stood in the doorway, frozen and blind, watching you leave without leaving a sign. You walked away smiling, no tremble, no pain. And I learned how cruel goodbye can be in the rain. Your coffee cup still waited by the sink, like you might come back before I could think. I touched the rail and my hands turned cold, holding a silence I couldn't hold. My friends texted you okay, I lied, put on a sweater, swallowed my pride, but the leaves saw straight through my skin. A girl still hoping you would turn back in. I replayed your last words late at night, trying to find a softer light, but every memory kept the same. You left me here, and you left unshamed. You walked away smiling, like I was the face, like my love was a song you forgot in a day. Soft piano counting every step you took, mournful violin where you wouldn't look. You're stuck in the dark, frozen up blind. Don't you leave without leaving a sign. You walked away smiling, no tremble, no pain. And I learned how cruel goodbye can be in the rain. Maybe your smile was just armor you wore, maybe you couldn't feel anymore. But I was the one who carried the weight, building a future you wouldn't create. So I'm gathering up my scattered brain, taking my heart back piece by piece. 'Cause you can walk away that clean. again through a fading night. You walked away smiling, so I'll let it be, and I'll find someone who stays and smiles with me. You walked away smiling, and to smile again. I smiled like I was made of sunshine, even when my chest was stone. I learned to laugh in crowded rooms, so no one knew I felt alone. Soft piano in the evening played a gentle fading line, and I'd fix my hair, fix my story, say I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. You'd ask me, how was your day? And I'd give you the safe reply, hiding storms behind my eyelids, teaching my heart how not to cry. I didn't want to be a burden, didn't want you to see me fall, so I carried every breakdown like it didn't hurt at all. I swallowed words like bitter medicine, kept my voice calm, kept it sweet, while the truth kept growing heavier as every step you didn't need. These are the tears I never showed, the ones I save for late night shadows, the ones that filled my pillowcase when I couldn't hold my halo. I stay strong and for you. Strength can be a silent note. These are the tears I never showed. I watched you drift a little farther, like a bow loosening its rope. Your messages grew shorter, and my love grew into hope. The violin would ache in midnight, low notes trembling in the air, and I'd stare into the ceiling, praying you still cared. peace, kept the promise, kept forgiving what was then. And every time you turned away, I practiced breathing it in. Didn't need you to be perfect, I just needed you to stay. But I learned love can leave politely and still take your breath away. These are the tears I never showed, the ones I save for late night shadows, the ones that filled my pillowcase when I couldn't hold my halo. I stayed strong in front of you. The strength can be a silent love. These are the tears I never showed. If love is meant to feel like shelter, why was I always bracing for rain? Why did I keep calling it patience? And there was only pain. I want my heartbreak like perfume, invisible but everywhere. You never asked the right questions, so I never watched you care. These are the tears I never showed. Planned on hiding in the quiet, I'm letting my heart be human now. I'm laying down the perfect disguise. I choose myself in morning light. I'll let the truth and soul. It didn't end with a fight or flame. No shattered plates, no calling names. It ended in the little things, the way we stopped finishing sentences, the way how was your day turned thin, like words we said for discipline. We sat together on the same old couch to quiet hearts that wouldn't reach out. I felt the distance growing slow, like winter creeping into bones. Not sudden, not loud, just cold, until us was something we couldn't hold. When we stopped trying, love got tired. The spark went dim, the room miles away. Even when you chose to stay, we smiled like nothing was wrong, but the silence wrote a different song. When we stopped trying, I knew somehow we were breaking softly without a sound. I watched you scroll through your phone at night, blue light replacing candlelight. You used to look at me like a home. Now I was furniture, familiar and alone. I planned small days, you said maybe later. Later came a closed elevator. I swallowed words, you swallowed pride, and slowly we stopped meeting in the middle line. It wasn't hate, it wasn't cruel, just love unattended, breaking rules. Like a song we never played again. The melody forgot where to begin. When we stopped trying, love got tired. A spark went dim, went quiet. Your hands on mine, still miles away. Even when you chose to stay, we smiled like nothing was wrong, but the silence wrote a different song. When we stopped trying, I knew somehow we were breaking softly without the sound. I kept asking myself, is this just a phase? But phases don't last through months and days. I wore on firing like a heavy coat, while my heart kept sinking like a paper boat. And you weren't the villain in my story, just someone who forgot what love asked for daily. We didn't fall out of love in a night, we set it down and walked past it like it would stay alive without light. When we stopped trying, I started grieving a version of us I kept believing. I missed the laughter, missed the fire, missed the way we used to fight for every fragile dream we had. Now it's only echoes in a photograph. So if you wonder where it went, somehow it wasn't one big moment. It was how when we stopped trying, love stopped staying. The kettle screamed, but the room stayed cold. Your jacket hung where my arms used to hold. I watched your keys from the countertop shine like tiny truths you were leaving behind. You didn't yell, you didn't slam the door. You just got quiet, then wanted more. I said your name like it could make you stay, but you looked past me and turned away. And in that pause between breath and goodbye, I felt my whole heart learn how to cry. When you walked away, the house went thin, like all the air forgot to come back in. Your shadow left first, then your footsteps too. I stood there loving what I never knew. I held my pride like a broken glass, cutting my hands as the minutes passed. When you walked away, you took the light. I became the dark you left behind. I try to be brave in it after sound, but even silence wears you down. Your toothbrush stayed like a cruel little joke. Your coffee cup still tasted like hope. I replayed your last I'm sorry line, wondering if you meant it even one time. I folded your hoodie, smoothed out the seams, like I could iron out what it means. I counted the cracks in the hallway frame, and every one of them spelled your name. When you walked away, the house went thin, like all the air forgot to come back in. Your shadow left first, then your footsteps too. And I stood there loving what I never knew. I held my pride like a broken glass, cutting my hands as the minutes passed. When you walked away, you took the light, and I became the dark you left behind. If love was a prayer, I said it for us, but you were leaving. I was old because I begged in my head, I smiled in your face. I made myself smaller to give you space. Now I'm minding my truth, I refuse to see. You didn't lose me, you let go of me. So I pack up the version of me that stayed, and forgive my heart heart for being afraid. When you walked away, I broke in two, but somewhere in the pieces I found what's true. You can't call it love if it comes with pain. If I'm the only one left in the rain, so I'll close the door, let the night move on, let the piano fade where you were gone. When you walked away, you stole my breath, but I'm still here, surviving your exit. I saw your eyes, but they were gone. The warmth I knew had moved along. Your hand once held me close and tight. Now it trembles in the fading light. We walked through dreams, we built our space. Now every corner feels erased. I try to call your name in vain, but something inside has changed. The laughter that we used to share is gone, replaced by distant air. I reach for you, but you step away, and I realize you're not the same. I thought love would never bend. I thought we'd last until the end, but some hearts drift without a sign and leave behind a love that's mine. You became a stranger in the middle of the life we knew. I held on tightly, but you let go too soon. I loved you deeper than the sea, but you slipped away from me. Now I'm standing here alone, learning how to face the unknown. You became the stranger. I trace the path we used to roam, a place that once felt like home. I hear your voice in the passing wind, a melody that cannot begin. I blame the world, I blame the past. Wished our love could somehow last, but you chose distance, chose the divide. gave you all, I gave my soul. But some love breaks beyond control. You became a stranger in the middle of the life we knew. I held on tightly, but you let go too soon. I loved you deeper than the sea, but you slipped away from me. Now I'm standing here alone, learning how to face the unknown. You became a stranger. Maybe someday I'll understand why some hearts drift from hand to hand. I'll heal the scars, I'll find my way, learn to love another again. But tonight I cry, I'm on the space of love departed. Oh, you're missing face. You became a stranger, and yet I rise from the pain. I'll keep my heart, I'll love again. I'll find the light to guide my way. Though I remember yesterday, I'll let the past slowly fade. You became a stranger, but I will stay. Soft piano fades, soft piano fades. The quiet goodbye. You became a stranger. I remember when your name felt safe, like a quiet room I could escape. Your voice was warm, your hands were kind, you felt like home inside my mind. I trusted every word you said, built a future in my head. I didn't know love could change its face, or slowly turn into a place where I felt small, where I felt weak, crying quietly every week. You became my pain, not all at once, but little by little, day by day. You became my pain when loving you started feeling like something I had to pay. I held on tight while you pulled away. I stayed when my heart begged me to leave. You became my pain, and I loved you more than you loved me. I learned the sound of your cold goodbyes, the way you look through me, not in my eyes. I blame myself for every tear, for wanting honesty, wanting you near. I kept pretending I was strong, telling myself I was wrong. I turned my needs into apologies, turn your distance into excuses for peace. I lost myself just trying to stay while you slowly slip away. I'll fight for us alone, loving a heart that wasn't whole. You became my pain, not through hate, but through love that couldn't stray away. You became my pain every night when I cried in the darkest way. I gave you my best, you gave me dark. I tore my soul, wanna check down. You became my pain, and we called it love all the same. If love is meant to feel like light, why did I only see the night? I don't hate you for letting go, I hate that I didn't let you sooner. You became my time, but not my end. I'm learning how to breathe again. I'll take the lesson, not the blame. Not every loss means I found my love deeply. That much is true. Even when it cost me you, you became my pain. But I won't stay broken too. I released the girl who stayed too long. She loved bravely, even when wrong. You became my pain. Now I choose my healing. I still remember your old voice, the way it wrapped around my name, like I was something worth protecting, like love could never change. We had our little rituals, late night talks sidewalks and porch light dreams. And even when life got heavy, you still reached out to hold nice seams. But somewhere between I'm fine and I'm busy, you started slipping out of view. And I didn't even notice how the distance rewrote you. You changed without me, like I was just a season you outgrew. One day you were all in, the next I didn't recognize you. Your warmth turned into manners, your love into a borrowed smile. And I kept chasing the old you, while you became someone else, mile by mile. Your messages grew shorter, your miss you felt like a line. I could hear the hesitation in every maybe you designed. I asked if something happened, you said no, it's just my head. But I felt the truth in silence, it's what you wouldn't say. Instead I tried to be softer, tried to be patient, tried to make space for your storms. But you can't hold on to someone who's already changed and formed. You changed without me, like I was just a season you outgrew. One day you were open, the next I didn't recognize you. Your warmth turned into numbness, your love into a borrowed smile. I kept chasing the old you, while you became someone else. Lover, I should've known by the way you looked through me, like I was a son you used to love. I kept holding the same old picture, praying you'd fit inside it enough. But you found new streets, new friends, new reasons, new versions of who you could be. And I was still right where you left me, trying to keep your memory warm for free. I don't hate you for growing, I just wish you hadn't grown away from me. Change without me, and I stay the same too long. kept lighting candles for a love that couldn't live in what you'd become. So I'm worthy of silence. Hit the piano, say what I can't do. It's sometimes love doesn't end with fighting. It ends when someone changes. You weren't changing with me. You change without me. We used to speak in gentle hours, midnight tea and open skies. Your laugh would spill like warm light, and I would soften in your eyes. Soft piano by the window, two slow chords, then breathing space. And I believed in every promise written quietly on your face. But something shifted in your silence, like a door that wouldn't close. You started holding back your heart in ways you never chose. You'd say, I'm just tired, then turn away. And I would swallow what I knew, pretending love was only patience when it was losing you. I kept my voice calm, kept my hands steady, kept painting over cracks, while you were learning how to leave me without ever packing bags. You changed, I stayed. I held our world together while it slipped away. I waited for your comeback, but you never came back the same. You changed, I stayed, with your name in my prayers and my heart in slaves. And the hardest part of loving you was watching you drift and letting you. Stopped asking how I was, started scrolling for my tears, and I learned to make my sadness small so it wouldn't raise your fears. The violin that cried midnight, thin as thread, sharp as truth, and I replay our first I love you like it could restore the groove. I try to fix the little distances, the late replies, the colder touch. I turn my needs into a soft whisper so I wouldn't ask too much. But love shouldn't feel like bargaining, like counting crowns to call it whole. And I can't keep playing with my needs to rend a fading soul. I carried all the effort like water in my hands, and you watched it spill, then blamed me for the drought you didn't stand. You changed, I stayed. I held our world together while it slipped away. awakening in my prayers and my heart in chains. And the hardest part of loving you was watching you drift and letting you. While you held my hand, you changed. I stayed, but I won't stay broken just to make you stay. I'm done waiting for a version of you that won't return. Soft piano fading gently, violin like a final breath. You changed, I stayed. Now I'm choosing what's left. I knew something shifted in the way you'd text. Short replies, like you were saving what was left. You'd say busy day with a careful tone, but your eyes were already somewhere I couldn't go. I waited by the window when the street turned gray, counting footsteps that never came my way. And when you finally called, your voice was clean, too calm for the kind of hurt I mean. I asked you straight, is there someone new? You sighed like the truth was overdue. No yelling, no scene, just one slow breath. And my heart understood what you didn't confess. You chose someone else, and I felt it in the quiet. Soft piano breaking where I tried to deny it. Mournful violin pulling tears from my sleeve, like you knew what my mouth couldn't speak. I gave you my best, you gave me the end, the gentle goodbye dressed up as a friend. You chose someone else so easily, and I'm the one left loving a memory. I walk past our cafe, the one we called ours. Same little table, same dying flowers. I saw you laughing in a photo online, her hand on her shoulder, like it's always been fine. I didn't hate her, I hated the way you made a new life and erased yesterday. Like all my tears were just background noise, like I was a chapter you didn't enjoy. You said you'll find someone better, like a child. You were the one thing I thought I was sure, and I smiled like I understood the plan. While my whole world slipped out of my hands, you chose someone else, and I felt it in the quiet. Saw a piano breaking where I tried to deny her. Mournful violin, pouring tears fill my sleeve, like you knew when my mouth couldn't speak. I did my best, you gave me the end, a gentle goodbye, just hope as a friend. You chose someone else so easily, and I'm the one left loving memory. Maybe I missed the signs on purpose, maybe hope makes fools of us. I held you someday like a ring, while you were already letting it slip. But I can't compete with a choice you made. I can't beg for love that's already placed. So I'm taking back the parts I gave. My sleep, my trust, my name. You chose someone else, but I'm choosing my healing. Soft piano, hold me through this trembling. Mournful violin, turn grief into light. Forge my heart to survive the night. I won't be the gun, keep on the shelf. I won't face love for somebody else. You chose someone else, so I set me free. And someday love won't feel like losing me. You chose someone else and chosen me. We used to feel like sunrise, soft and slow. Two quiet hearts, learning how to glow. You'd hold my hand like a vow you could keep, and I believed you, so I fell in deep. But lately your eyes were always somewhere else. Your I'm fine, built walls I couldn't help. Soft piano in the living asking where you've been. I whispered, tell me what's wrong. You shrugged like it didn't matter. I carried the weight of every maybe, while you watched us start to shatter. You didn't fight for us. You let the distance win. You watched the love go quiet, then you blamed it on the wind. I begged for one more honest touch, one reason not to fall. But you didn't fight for us. You didn't fight at all. Tried to mend the small tears in our days, turned my pain into gentle words and grace. I lowered my voice, I softened my knees, I watered the garden while you pulled the weeds. Your replies got shorter, your hugs grew cold, and I started feeling easy to lose, easy to fall. The kettle screamed, the sink ran dry, and I practiced smiling so I wouldn't cry. I asked you to stay, and you said I can't, like love was heavy, like I was too much. But I didn't ask for perfect, I asked for your effort, your hand, your touch. You didn't fight for us. You let the distance win. You watched the love go quiet, then you blamed it on the wind. I begged for one more honest touch, one reason not to fall. But you didn't fight for us. You didn't fight at all. If love is a promise, why was I alone, holding up pieces you dropped like stones? I stayed up late with our memories on repeat, while you slept fine with your leaving heartbeat. Maybe you left me in your way back then, but love that won't show up is enough in the end. You didn't fight for us, so I'll fight for me. I'll stop begging for the bare minimum, stop calling pain destiny. I'll turn my tears into daylight. I'll learn to stand tall, 'cause you didn't fight for us. But I won't break at all. Soft piano fights like an open door. Violence sighs and hurts no more. saw you standing at the door. A love we had I can't ignore. Your eyes were distant, your hands were cold. A story left untold. I reached for you, but you pulled away. No words to ask you to stay. The moments we built, the nights we knew, all vanished like morning dew. I thought our hearts could beat as one, but now the night swallows the sun. I held my breath, I held my tears as you disappeared through all my fears. I thought love meant you'd fight to stay, but you chose silence, went away. You didn't look back, left me in shadows on a broken slab. I gave my heart, I gave my soul, but you walked past, left a gaping hole. I called your name, but no one heard. Love ended quietly, without a word. Can I stand alone, attacked, because you didn't look back? I traced the steps we once had made, two streets of memories that start to fade. I hear you laugh in the passing wind, a ghost of love I cannot mend. I blame the stars, I blame the skies, I blame myself for loving wise. But some hearts wander, some hearts roam, and leave behind an empty home. I kept the letters, I kept your songs, but now they whisper, well, it went wrong. I tried to fight, I tried to stay, but love slipped softly away. I thought forever could be ours, but you left me with these empty hours. You didn't look back, left me in shadows on a broken tab. I gave my heart, I gave my soul, but you walked past, left a gaping hole. I called your name, space of love departed, of your missing face. You didn't look back, and yet our eyes from the heartache track. I keep my soul, I'll find my land, even in the echoes of the night. I gave my all, gave all love. I'll move forward, rise above, and though it hurts, I will unpack the pain of when you didn't look back. You didn't look You said you'd be here when the nights grew long, when the world felt heavy, when things went wrong. I built my hope on the sound of your name, believed in forever, believed in the flame. Your voice was gentle, your touch felt safe, but promises fade when hearts hesitate. I trusted the words you spoke so slow, never knowing how easy you'd go. You held my hands, but not my fears. You saw my love, not my tears. I waited for you to choose me again, but waiting became my pain. You didn't stay when I needed you most, when my heart was breaking, when I felt lost. You walked away without a sound, left my love on hollow ground. You didn't stay, you didn't fight, you let us fade into the night. I gave you everything in me, but you didn't stay. You set me free. Hurricane moments like fragile glass, every laugh, every shadowed past. I defended you when the truth was clear, shows you comfort over my fear. I carry the weight of words unspoken, told myself I wasn't broken. The love in you felt like holding air. I reached for you, you weren't there. You said goodbye without saying why, left me alone with a silent sky. I searched for reasons speaks my truth. The violin cries for lost youth. I see myself through clear eyes. Love shouldn't feel like a slow goodbye. I was strong even when I bent. I meant every word I ever meant. You didn't stop, but I survived. I found my light. I found my life. The pain still whispers now and then, but it won't define who I am. You didn't stay, and that's okay. At least your ghost out of the way. I loved you true, like in my power. You didn't stay, but I kept my heart. Soft goodbye, quiet grace. I'm learning how to feel I glide without making a sound. Learned how to fall without hitting the ground. You sat beside me, scrolling through days, while my heart was quietly breaking away. I wiped my face before you could see. Didn't want my pain to bother your peace. You asked if I was fine, like it was routine. I nodded yes and swallowed everything. I thought love meant you'd notice the cracks, but you never looked when I broke like that. You forgot my tears, the ones I hid, the nights I stayed strong when I couldn't live. I cried in silence, you slept just fine. I was losing myself while you lost the time. You remembered my smile, forgot my fears. You forgot my tears. I stayed gentle even when I was weak. Turned my sadness into something new. I laughed at jokes and my chest felt tight. Held myself together every night. I gave you patience, gave you space, gave you love in every shape. I felt them all.
Maybe the deepest pain is unseen. When love grows careless, cold and clean. I loved you louder than I should, protected you when no, I wanted you. I just see you all the easy part of me. I forgot my tears when I remember every cry November, every broken December. I don't breathe it quietly inside. Don't pretend that I never try. I heal the parts you ignored for years. I won't forget my tears. You forgot my tears, but I won't forget me. The piano fades, the violin sighs, and I finally let myself cry.
We used to draw tomorrow on the fogged up window glass, laughing like the hard days were a storm that couldn't last. A little place with creaky floors, a plant that we would save. Your arms around my shoulders, like a promise you could brave. Soft piano under lamplight, 2 cups beside the sink. You said, we'll make it real someday, and I believed, didn't think. I kept the map you circled, the list taped to the fridge, and every soon you whispered felt like building us a bridge. The bridges don't hold steady, and one heart stopped showing up, and your silence started spilling into every faithful cup. You forgot our dreams, like they were just words in the dark. Like the future we kept naming didn't live inside your heart. I carried all the plans we made like suitcases I couldn't set down. You forgot our dreams, and I know one's still here, still drowning now. You stopped talking, we and always started saying I don't know. Your gaze drifting past my face like somewhere else could feel like home. The violin cried at midnight, thin and trembling in the air, and I replayed your old I love you just to prove it had been there. I bought a little picture frame we swore we'd fill one day. It's empty on the dresser, like your heart turned blank that way. My friends say let him go, girl, but grief doesn't take advice. It just turns hope into a habit and led into a price. I begged you for a reason, you gave me moving doors, and I kept sweeping up the pieces you wouldn't fight for anymore. You forgot our dreams like they were just words in the dark, like the future we kept naming didn't live inside your heart. I carried all the plans we made like suitcases I couldn't set down. You forgot our dreams, and I'm the one still here, still drowning now. If all is a garden, I watered it alone, hands in the cold dirt, waiting for it to grow. You took the sunlight with you when you left without a sound and called it changing. Like I wouldn't break right down, but maybe dreams aren't meant to die. Maybe they just need a different name, a different life, a different heartbeat that won't treat love like a king. You forgot our dreams, but I won't forget my word. I'll stop begging for a future that love you won't return. I'll unpack every promise and let the empty rooms breathe out. You forgot our dreams, so I'll build new ones from here, starting now. Soft piano fading gently, violin like a final scene. You forgot our dreams, but I'm learning how to dream. The cafe's still there on 7th and Pine. Same jet blue tables, same cheap red wine. I walk past the window where we used to hide, laughing like kids while the storms rolled by. You used to trace my palm like it held a map, say I'll remember you no matter what happens. Now you pass me like I'm part of the crowd, like I'm a song you don't hear anymore. I don't know what hurts more, that you changed, or that you're sure we were never that real to you. You forgot our past like it was nothing, like all those nights were just time passing. Soft piano counting every promise you broke, mournful violin where my brave heart I stay too long, holding the echo of us in a broken song. I kept your old hoodie in the back of my drawer. Still smells like the rain in the winter before. The movie ticket, the beach Polaroid, the birthday candle you told me to save. Once said my tears were never too much, that you'd hold them with steady, gentle hands. Now you look at me with polite empty eyes and ask how I've been, like we never tried. I learned your favorites feel like glow, the way you'd hold when we drove home slow, but you don't flinch at the same old tune. Like my love was erased by June. You forgot our past like it was nothing, like all those nights were just time passing. Shop piano, counting every promise you broke. Mournful violin where my brave heart choked. I kept the receipts of the love we made. You left them behind like a careless page. You forgot our past, and I stayed too long, holding the echo of us in a broken song. Lady, you didn't need to be cool. Maybe forgetting is how you survive, but I'm the one who remembers the rules. How you said my name like it kept you alive. So I'm setting the memories down in the sea, letting them flow like paper boots. If you can't live without found our photos in an old drawer tonight, edges worn from time and truth. We look so sure of everything, so fearless, so uncured. You promised me 1,000 tomorrows, spoke forever like a fact. I didn't know how easily you'd never look back. I held each word like it was sacred, like it couldn't disappear. But you learned how to forget me while I kept you here. You forgot our story, every page and line, like it was never to you. You walked away without a trace, left me loving too. I remember the nights, the tears, the truth, the dreams we couldn't say. You closed the book on us so easily. I'm still reading every page. I hear you laugh in crowded places, in songs we used to play. I still stop myself from calling you, and something feels the same. You say my name like I'm a stranger now, like I never knew your heart, that I remember who you were to me before you learned apart. You changed the ending in your mind, made it easier to leave. You stayed behind with all the truth you didn't wanna keep. We forgot our story, but I still breathe it in. Every chapter, every star. I loved you more than ever realized, more than you are. You erased us like a passing phase, like love was something small. But it took everything I had to be the one who remembers it all. Maybe forgetting was how you survived. Maybe remembering is how I break. But I'd rather feel the pain of truth and live a borrowed mistake. You forgot our story, but it shaped my doesn't ask to be remembered. It just quietly stays true. You forgot our story, but I survived it, loving you. You said my name like it still meant home, like I was safe, like I wasn't alone. Your hands were warm, but your eyes were cold, already gone, though you held me close. We built our dreams on promises thin. I trusted every word you whispered in. I didn't see the goodbye in your smile. I was loving you the whole damn while. I stood right there as you pulled away. Didn't turn back, you didn't stay. I swallowed my fear, I stayed composed. But something inside me quietly broke. You left me crying in the middle of love, with nothing but memories I can't give up. I beg the silence to say your name, but the silence never felt the same. You walked away like it was easy to do, while my whole world was still choosing you. Now every tear tells the truth you denied. You left me crying. I would play tonight like a fragile scene. The way you said, this isn't what it seems. You blame the time, you blame the pain, but never once took the blame. I learned how to breathe through aching nights, holding my heart just to survive. You found your peace, I lost my ground. You moved on fast, I stayed breaking down. loving you was my only mistake, I'd still do it all, I'd still break. 'Cause what we had was honest and true, even if it only mattered to me. Loving someone who never tried. You left me crying, but I survived, carrying love I couldn't hide. I lost you, but I found more pain. Soft piano fades slowly, slowly, reach the last goodbye. You left me The house still knows the sound of you. Every step I take feels out of tune. Your name hangs heavy in the air, like something lost, but still right there. I wake up reaching for your side, find only space where love once lied. The clock keeps moving, I don't know how. The world feels louder without us now. I replay moments I believed every word you said to me. I trusted love would always stay. I never learned how hearts can stray. You said you needed time to heal. You took the parts that made me real. You left me empty, wide awake, with all the love I couldn't say. You left me empty, breathing flat, try to took the best of how I lived. You left me empty, I feel the silence you left behind. With strength I didn't know I was mine. I loved you honestly, that's true. Even when it shed on me too, you left me empty. But I won't stay that way. Say goodbye to who I was, the girl who stayed because of us. You left me empty. Now I'm learning to be whole again. I sat by the window, watching the rain, hoping you'd come, hoping you'd explain. Your shadow lingered, but not your face. I counted the hours, I counted the space. I held the phone, I held my breath, waiting for words that never left. The nights grew longer, the silence loud. I felt my heart beneath the cloud. We used to talk until the dawn, share our dreams until they were gone. But now it's empty, cold and still. I'm waiting for you against my will. I thought love meant you'd stay, I thought love meant you'd find a way. But some hearts wander without a trace, leaving only the waiting place. You left me waiting for a love that didn't stay. I kept my heart open while you walked away. I called your name, but it was too late. I held my breath at the gate. I loved too much, I hoped too long, but you left me waiting all alone. I chose the steps we used to take, the empty streets now feel like ache. I dreamed of your smile in the dark, but all I find is a fading spark. I blame myself, I blame the time, I blame the stars, I blame the sky, when no reason could explain the pain of loving someone who never came. I whispered your name to the night, hoping it would make it right. But love doesn't always return, sometimes hearts are forced to burn. I gave you my all, my days, my nights. I waited for you through endless fights, but some souls drift without a sound and leave that love worth hollow ground. You left me waiting for a love I'll keep my heart, I'll keep my song. I'll find a place where I belong. I love too much, I waited too long, but I'll be strong. Soft, you left me waiting. You waited. You stood at the door with your jacket on, ice and we're far already gone. The room felt smart, the air felt thin, like something ended before it began. I searched your face for something to hold, an explanation, a truth untold. But silence filled the space between where love used to be, where we had been. You didn't shout, you didn't cry, you didn't need to say goodbye. Your quiet hurt more than the truth. I was losing you without a clue. You left without words, without a sound, no warning signs, no turning around. You took your heart and let me guess what I did wrong, what I missed. You left without words, just empty air. I was loving you, you weren't there. Now silence is all you gave to me, and it hurts more than honesty. I replay that moment 1,000 times, looking for meaning between the lines. I blame myself, I blame the past, wondered which love would be our last. I packed away your favorite songs, but the echoes still sing along. Every chord knows your name, every memory feels the same. I would've stayed through truth and pain if you had just tried to explain, but you chose distance, you chose to run, left me alone with what we'd done. You left without words when I was weak, when I needed answers, needed peace. You let my heart fill in the lies while you avoided my crying eyes. You left without words, no last embrace, just a ghost where you used to stay. I loved to love, you left me left and disappeared into nothing left. Another panel speaks what I can't say. Every note falls where you walked away. The violin cries, slow and low, for love that died but never showed. I'm learning that closure is in a sound. Sometimes it's peace you find alone now. You left without words, but I found my voice in broken nights. I made a choice. I won't take silence to explain. I chased a love afraid of pain. You left without words, and now I see distance taught me honesty. I deserve truth. I deserve to be heard. You left without words, but I soft goodbye, fading scars, I'm stronger now than we were. We were candles in a drafty room, fighting shadows with a little bloom. You said I'm here, but you stayed halfway, like your body arrived and your heart ran away. I asked you softly, talk to me. You answered with silence politely, and I learned the shape of your distance, a quiet kind of slow resistance. No screaming, no final scene, just days that dulled what we used to mean. I kept the door open wide while you stood there and watched love die. You let love die with your hands in your pockets, soft piano counting all the times you stopped it. Stop trying, stop reaching, stop choosing us. Mournful violin like rust on trust. I begged for a spark, you offered a shrug, like my heart was heavy, like love was too much. You let love die, and you didn't even cry. I held the funeral in my own eyes. Our text turned into weather reports, on my way busy, empty swords. Your kisses felt like borrowed time, warmed for a second, then gone in a line. I saved your seat at every table, still setting to, like I was able to feel a future you wouldn't name, to keep a fire without a flame. I watered the days, I mended the thread, you just watched the color leave the red. I tried to heal what you wouldn't touch, and I bled from trying to. You let love die with your hands in your was goodbye. So I'm taking my hope back piece by piece. Lighting and leaving candle light peace. You'll never die, but don't take my life. Soft piano left me through the night. Mournful violin, time creeping through days. I'll keep living in an empty place. I'll stop building homes in your maybe someday. Stop holding my breath for you to stay. You'll have died. So I'm letting you go, and I'll grow a new love where the truth can grow. You'll never die, but I'm still alive. The rain wrote lines on a window pane, like it knew what I couldn't say. I brewed our coffee out of habit and watched it cool and fade to gray. Your jacket hung like a ghost in the hall. My fingers brushed it, nothing stayed. And the piano in the corner played the ache I never prayed. You told me, hold on, I'm right here. But your eyes were somewhere far, like you were already leaving, while I traced you like a scar. I kept my voice soft, kept my heart open, kept making room for you to breathe. And somehow I was the one suffocating, while you learned how to be free. I called it love, I call it patience, I call it we'll be okay. But every promise sounded thinner every time you looked away. You let me break in a room full of your silence, while I begged for something kind. You let me shake with my hands around our memories, like they could stop you losing mine. I held the weight of maybe till my knees couldn't stand. You didn't push me off the edge, you just never held my hand. I learned to read your distance in the pause before your touch, in the way you'd say I'm tired when I needed you too much. My friends stopped asking questions, 'cause I started hiding bruises made of words you didn't mean but never tried to lose. The violin cried at midnight, a thin and trembling fret, and I stared at all the virgins of the things we never said. You kissed my Tried to be easy, tried to be smaller, tried to be hard to hurt, but love shouldn't feel like learning how to swallow down. You let me break in a room full of your silence while I beg for something kind. You let me shake with my hands around our memories like they could stop you losing mine. I held the weight of maybe till my knees couldn't stand. You didn't push me off the edge. You just never held my You float as a shelter. Why was I outside knocking on a door with my name on it? Why did I have to earn your tenderness like it was a favor you could resent? I forgave you in advance, and it took it as permission. Now I'm collecting all my pieces from the floor of your indecision. You let me break, but I'm learning how to mend me, how to breathe without your air. You let me ache, and I won't call that devotion. I won't drown it as we die. I'll lay these tears down gently like keys I won't return. You let me break, now watch me leave and let soft piano fading slowly, violin like a final ache. You let me break, but you won't get to keep the pieces I remade. You didn't raise your voice, you didn't fight. You just went quiet like the end of night. Your hands were warm but your eyes were far, like you already packed up who we are. I watched you stare at the sinking sun, as if saying goodbye was something done. Before the words could even land, before I could take your shaking hand, I tried to make it lighter with a joke, but every laugh felt like it broke. And in the pause between your breath and mine, I felt the future leaving behind. You let me go, like letting go was kind, like I was be safe. Mournful violin, like a tidal wave. I stood there still while you chose the road, with all my love in a fragile throat. You let me go, no storm, no show. And that hurt more than you'll ever know. And I was on the counter, half filled, a little circle where your life stood still. I traced the rim like it held a clue, like it did tell me where you flew. We had plans tucked in a drawer upstairs, tickets, promises, unspoken prayers. Now the paper cuts in my palm, tidy proofs that love can't calm. You said you deserve someone sure, and left me shaking at the cure. 'Cause if I'm worthy, why does it feel like I'm the one you couldn't keep? You let me go, like letting go was kind, like I was a memory you didn't mind. Soft piano counting what I couldn't say. Mournful violin, like a tidal wave. I stood there still while you chose the road, with all my love in a fragile throat. You let me go, no storm, no show. And that hurt more than you'll ever know. I keep retaining the way you said my name, soft as an apology, sharp as a blade. As long as I home, you moved out clean, left the lights all in my in-between. So in the heart is kind of brave to stop begging someone to stay, to hold my own hand when it caves, to forgive the girl who tried to be saved. You let me go, but I'm not your regret. I'm not a chapter you'll be closing, forget. Shout me out or lift me when I fall. Mournful violin, teach me to crawl out of the shadows of what we were, into a light that doesn't burn. You let me go and I'll let it be, but I'll never forget how it felt to lose me. You let me go, and I'm learning to let you. I watched you pack your words in a careless tone, like leaving my heart was something you'd known. Your voice didn't shake, your hands were calm, while mine were breaking, trembling comes. You said it's for the best, like that was enough. Like love could fade without being rough. I try to read your face for doubt or pain, but you looked free while I stood restrained. I remember the nights I stayed awake, fixing the cracks you refused to face. I held us together with borrowed strength, while you measured love by convenience. I thought if I loved you a little more, you'd feel what I was fighting for. But my effort only made it clear I was alone even when you were here. You walked away easy, like my heart was light, like we were nothing, just a chapter you could close that night. I stood in the ruins of what we were, trying to breathe through every hurt. You didn't even stop to see what leaving did to me. You walked away easy. Now every room still knows your name. The echoes hurt, but you feel safe. You found peace in someone new. Well, I'm burning hard to leave without you. They tell me time will make this fade, but time just lets the truth replay. You never had to fight or stay. You chose yourself and walked away. I blame my heart for loving deep, for preparing more than I should keep. But love was never my mistake. Loving someone who wouldn't try was the end. I gave you patience, I gave you truth, I gave you parts I never used. You gave up when love got hard and left me here with the scars. You walked away easy, didn't look behind, didn't see me breaking while you were already fine. I think the night to make you see what this goodbye was doing to me, but you let go so peacefully. You walked away easy. If love was a measure of who stayed, Mama still be standing in the rain. I don't hate you, I just can't forget how quick you were to feel no regret. I was fighting for our last breath. You're already past the end. You walked away easy, but I blame the past. I'll stay with the memories you left without a loss. I'll heal slowly, I'll find my way. Then not because you showed me how to stay. easy.